Okay, no idea. Up at the top, Bob, it says more people.
Okay. Those speakers on over there, Mark?
I don't.
That one
Can you
is.
mute your computer?
I can hear you.
I know.
This is not it's not coming off there, it's coming off there.
It's coming up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
How come we're getting an echo?
You always get that on the test.
This
This-
test.
That one, maybe we just want to pull this one closer.
The cord still active. Had to replace cord in that speaker.
This-
So no on the financials, boys, nothing.
No, we had a problem with Sage today where we could not get into Sage at all. No, we couldn't print out anything.
Teeth. Old Sage.
Do you have service right now?
Very weak. I got a Wi-Fi signal, but no cell service to speak of.
Can I just check
Sure,
your?
absolutely, yeah.
You want to? Okay.
Yeah, that's one thing we could put on a to-do list, is to get a new router or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just god awful.
It can't even work from here.
We'll have to plug in the hard line when I'm setting up key cards.
You?
I have to unplug Bob's computer and put it on to hard lines. It's no bandwidth. We have the windows open or windows
The
closed?
window should probably be open.
I'm not sure which where it's warmer.
I think it's. What's that?
Going on.
I think at this point it's probably warmer here.
Get a little breeze out of them.
Cooler out there than it is in here.
Mike, could you open that one there?
Parade there the other day. Sounds like I'm going on vacation.
Even San Antonio is not going
Are they getting any rain?
it's not going to be vacation. Houston got hit.
So who was that kid in the,
I haven't heard anything about San Antonio and the other ones.
who was the kid that you put in the parade?
What are you doing with my phone?
I got a calendar.
Okay.
And her husband, their 2 kids.
He's on the front page
Really?
of the Bridge Week.
You know, the,
It's from Fort Worth, Texas.
yes,
Yeah,
Is everything copacetic?
yeah.
I need to get a copy.
Yeah.
I'll get a copy for him.
I wonder if I have.
Let us know.
Everybody hear us out in the Zoom land there, okay?
Yeah, good.
I can hear you, Bob. It's Polly.
Okay.
Thanks, Polly.
Can you start the video? Or?
Yeah.
We can't, yeah, still, yeah.
That's good, and we decorate.
I don't know what the problem is with it.
It's like everything today, huh?
By anybody?
We got
Like this, the camera's not working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They still
I
have
got a new cable for it. Was working.
It was working earlier?
Yeah. It's a big thing in here. It's
It's the
fun.
4th of July.
Yeah.
You will remember that. Same, oh, right. It's the same 20 people.
But we can record
Then you go to.
voices?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the housing exaggeration.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
overall,
but everybody looks forward to it.
and some familiar faces too.
Yeah, my grandkids, they love
I
it.
think it's, I'll just keep an eye on it, let people know.
Okay. Okay.
Hear us probably respond to that.
Grace,
Just tell everybody we're having problems with the video and
softball.
voice, so whatever.
Championship, so he had worked out, but he said about one sport out there, it's working real well. He got so.
Yeah, for him, yeah.
Can I just check the settings real quick, maybe? Before we, just one last,
Again,
yeah, I know.
We'll see if that's in there.
How long are you guys sitting?
Can Zoom members hear us currently? Anyone?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Okay. We're having trouble with the video,
Yeah.
so we might just start the meeting
Sure.
with audio only.
If you're good to go, Bob, we're,
But you got to help, like.
okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
all those people must have been sitting there for.
Okay, Dottie, want to start?
Oh, we,
We just lose the whole thing?
okay.
I expect.
Is there a recording that you can do as well?
So it's on top, Corey, up the right.
It is, okay. Okay, so it is 6:08 PM. This is Eric Gatsby. I'm calling this Commissioners Meeting to order. Roll call.
Mark Johansson's here?
Bob Lonte?
Eric Cassidy's here. Do we have the minutes from the 17th of June?
We don't have those, we've got the ones from May
Okay,
that we missed
So-
last month, so.
so we can make a motion to approve the May minutes at this point? Okay,
Okay,
so I'll make a motion to approve the May
I'll
minutes.
move to so. Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Moving on to district business, approval of the manifests from June 17th, 2024.
I move to approve.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Okay,
Okay. Bob, you were,
we do not have any financial reports today. Our Sage system went down yesterday afternoon, and we spent, or Susan spent most of the day today on the Sage trying to get things back up, so she got it back up and then it crashed again just before she left, so unfortunately, we don't have any any financials, but I do keep an eye on them. We're well in line with where we should be. The only issue we've got right now is that we have not received financing from the town. They've got some, I contacted them a couple of weeks ago, and they said they're gonna have the check out next week, meaning last week. It didn't go out. I did, we checked with the office down with the tax collector, and she said that it's in the select board's hands. So I contacted one of the select board members today, and they said that, yeah, what they're gonna do is get the funding out. They're gonna do a special check run tomorrow and get us the financing that we need, because our Gen Ops account is down between $4,000 and $5,000 right now. And that check should be in the 150, 160 range that we get from them, and then we'll be in good shape. So the only downside of that is we're holding off on probably a couple of days, sending out checks on the manifests that we've signed off on today.
Bob, do they have any indication where they dropped the ball again? Second year in a row?
No, I think they don't have the management infrastructure in place since we lost the administrator, the town administrator. So they just, they're a little bit behind the eight ball.
Okay.
That was what they told me, so. But when I brought it to select board attention, they would jump right on, get it
Good.
checked out, so that's a good thing.
Okay,
Eric?
Yep,
Question.
yep, go ahead.
Do you think that we could possibly get the treasurer here for next month and have a treasurer's report? We haven't had one since, I don't know, probably for a while.
Sure, I don't know what would be in that report. That would be something that, what would we be looking for in the treasurer's report?
So just a basic treasurer.
And we give that at every meeting. We don't have it today. But that's the same information that he goes through, he signs off on. And we have decided that if we were gonna have the treasurer come to meetings, we'd have to restructure and what we're paying him and stuff like that. Because he signed on for a certain thing, and that's what we.
How come that wasn't done when we had the past treasurers? Is that something new?
Is what,
Is that something new?
treasurers.
Or restructuring to have a treasurer here?
Treasurers, some of them have been at meetings and some of them have never been to meetings, and that's been the history in the past, so.
You go ahead.
Is there a schedule when you will have the treasurer here again?
I think the point he was saying was that under the agreement that we made with myself as a treasurer and Seth as a treasurer now is that there was nothing being asked of him to come into these meetings. The financial reports, that he would provide to us are the same that we would be providing anyway. It's just unfortunate that today's Sage, I didn't know that Sage went down today, but.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when the previous, I guess you call it district accountant, before she was went off into the wild blue yonder, didn't she recommend to have the treasurer here?
It was her opinion, but
If I can just jump in.
Yeah.
That's a commissioner's decision on that. And the thing is, we do a lot more than other towns and our own town does. As far as giving out the financial reports, every commissioners meeting, and I would suggest that's the way we continue to handle it.
Yeah.
And I don't think we need to discuss it.
and also she's no longer with us and,
I understand that.
for a reason though.
But
Yeah.
that's fine, but I thought her recommendation,
It doesn't matter. Let's move on.
I think I'm talking.
It's fair. I hear your point.
Could I ask just one question about?
Thank you.
Randy had, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
There's a fee. There are fees associated with having that person here for meeting. Is that
Well,
right?
that person agreed to a very small fee to do his duties on a bi-weekly basis. If we're gonna ask more of his time, we should, negotiate it more compensation.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Thank you.
go ahead.
I think it would be a good idea to have the signature of the treasurer on the report and the date, so that in the event we should have any issue, we don't have, I didn't know that. So that it's clear that the treasurer reviewed it, saw it, approved it. I think at minimal, signature would be appropriate.
Yeah,
The
that's,
signatures are already there. They're on, he signs off on all the manifests, which he did this evening. And it's already in the process, it's part of the process, and it is done, so
It's not on our,
doesn't have to be.
we get, right?
It doesn't have to be. This is something.
I'm asking that it be.
This is a business meeting for the commissioners, and that type of information is there, it's a process. And for us to deviate from that, I don't see the value in it, and I wouldn't recommend it. You can ask the other commissioners their opinions on it.
This might be a business meeting, but it's a public meeting, and it allows for public input. And the public is asking for a signature.
Randy,
All
there
right.
there is no statute that says that we have to have public input. So that we allow public in it. There's no statute that says that
That's
we have to
fine.
allow
We've
public
always
input.
allowed it, we've always done it, and we're gonna continue to do it until I hear differently. So I'd like to be able to.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna consider your input. I'm gonna look into that. I just don't want to overburden any treasurer for the small money that we give them. So I want to make sure that there's no like immediate redundancies that we're doing by having more signatures. But if it makes sense, I'm gonna look into it. So I will, by next meeting, I'll have a better answer.
And Eric, if you're saying you're gonna look into that he's requesting to have the thing signed, I see no value in that, and I can understand
You've
why.
expressed that already.
We've already got the process in place, we share the information, and I don't understand why we would need to look into that. So I think the discussion is, if you want to make a motion to do that, then you make the motion. And
I'm not gonna offhand right now, but I'll table it for another.
I'm not here to appease the people that want to pee and moan about everything.
And-
That's not my job.
That's
My
very
job is to
unfair.
take care of the people, that the majority of people that want us to run things the way.
Very unfair. As usual.
Mike,
I'd like to hear how Mark feels on that.
We get the manifests and the checks cut every 2 weeks, and they're coming usually on Mondays or Tuesdays. Commissioners come in and sign off on them, as is their elected responsibility to do. And on that, every one of those, the treasurer signs off on all those payouts. So, you've elected us to do that, and we're doing that, so that's where they get signed. The fact of the matter is, we don't happen to have a financial report today. As Bob said, Sage went down. We would have had that for you, as you normally do, but none of those, in my 6 years almost here, have been signed off by a treasurer, ever.
I didn't say that word.
They are,
No, I didn't say they were, I didn't say you said that. I'm just saying that they weren't signed off on. And it seemed to be fine with everybody until this meeting.
Mr. Chair, I think it's time to move on.
Bill had a question.
Yeah, it would be appreciated if you take it into consideration.
It will be.
What are you considering?
What am I considering? I'm just gonna look at what they're asking after this meeting.
Okay, I'm gonna make a motion that we continue the process that we have today, where we have the manifests are put together by our administrator. We sign off on those, and then the treasurer signs off on the manifest, and then we present the financials at the meeting. And my motion is that we continue that process. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay.
Move to
All in favor?
vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay.
That's the same document that you're talking about. That's something that,
What I'm talking about is that normally every month we have a financial update on what's going on with.
Yeah, I'd like
If you got
to,
a question,
Yeah.
you can ask. the
Speak to me,
board,
please, yeah.
Not another.
I'm just trying to understand.
yeah,
The
okay.
terminology and what's being requested.
We'll move this discussion
Just for
forward.
clarification, the manifests are a list of items that are on a paycheck or on pay stubs. And it's a list of what they are, how much the dollar amount is by category, goes all the way down. We check them off, and they're signed off at the bottom by the commissioners. That's what a manifest is. Okay?
Moving forward, we have a discussion regarding fireworks on Mountain Lakes property.
Yeah, there's been concerns about fireworks on district property. Over the 4th, there was an incredible amount of fireworks that were burnt off, and a mess was left. The concern is the safety of people. We do a one firework thing at the end of the season on Labor Day weekend. We have a licensed pyrotech doing that for us. And we follow state rules, making sure that people back away from them. And when we allow people to just willy-nilly run fireworks out here, it just, in my take view, it shouldn't happen. And I think that we should just curtail that from happening. And I'll make the motion for that, make a motion that we don't allow anyone other than the annual fireworks that this district does, but anyone else would not be allowed to do fireworks on district property.
Maybe we could, I agree in theory with most of that. So my thought was, rather than saying just that one person, anyone permitted. So if it changes or we decide to do something else, we can permit. But my biggest problem was I picked up this beach and the backside of that a couple days in a row. The amount of trash that no one is picking up after themselves, that is, I don't even want to talk about the safety hazards and the potential risks as
Safety.
well. But just from the trash perspective, it's been quite an annoyance. Dottie?
Someone was also using a picnic table to place the fireworks and have them.
Which is destruction of our public property as well.
So you have a motion on the floor?
Yeah, and I'll include in that motion that approved fireworks by the district.
Permitted, yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We also have a discussion regarding beach picnic tables reserved by placing chairs and bags on them. This came through a couple emails to us over the week or so.
I also just input here, I handed out about 101 key cards the last 3 weeks. And I've had 8 people, which is about 8% of the cards, say, they really were upset that they come down here at 11 o'clock, 11:30, and there are chairs and tables on top of, chairs and bags on top of things, but nobody's there at the tables. They're a little upset by that because they've only got like 6 tables over here and 7 over here. So we thought we'd bring it up. I've had asked by several people who came here to get key cards for the pool that it be a discussion. So now it's a discussion.
Yeah, I've gotten a few emails as well and a few comments as well. So I'm not exactly watching over the beach at all times to see what's going on, but if there's a fair way to handle this, it should be discussed.
Well, did we not?
Based on that, I'll make the motion that we have all the beach areas, tables and things on a first come, first served basis. And anyone that's leaving chairs or things to hold the table will be removed by or anybody can remove them. But if our staff comes in, they will remove remove those things and put them off to the side and leave them open to the first come, first serve.
Well, point of clarification, first come, first serve. First come would be somebody actually using the table as opposed to,
With that, yeah.
well, that first
The
come.
table can't be vacant of human activity.
Well, there has to be somebody using the table actively with people swimming or sitting in chairs next to it.
Yeah.
Okay. And amended as such?
Yes.
Okay. I'll accept that.
Second it.
I'll second that, yeah.
Okay.
In discussion?
Discussion.
If I put a chair on a table and I drive from here over to the mailbox and come back, and that chair is on chairs are on the table, and there are 5 families that are gonna be at that table, so that means you want one of us to sit there until the whole group comes.
No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying that the table, if it's, go to the mailbox first. And then come down and put your chairs down there and then sit down.
Maybe I wanna park and walk over.
We're not here to explain, Bill, we're not here to explain what the meaning of using the table is. We're here to say that people have come down to us and said that the tables are all saved at 9:30 in the morning.
Would you consider buying some more tables?
Bill,
That's not the point.
Why not? If all the tables are filled and more people need space, you need more tables. How
Well,
often has this happened?
Bill, the motion was to have it on first come, first served basis.
And that's fine.
That was fine. And, your scenario there, if somebody came in and wanted to use that, they can take that chair and put it aside. And so
And
that's.
I
what the
understand
motion
that.
was.
But my question is let's say there's 2, 4, 5 families that come and gather around that table. Eventually, whether it be 15 minutes later or an hour and 15 minutes later.
Right, we're getting into the semantics here. And it's,
Then someone should be active, Bill, then someone should be actively using the table.
That's fine. I don't have a problem with that, because I'll sit there.
You just said you said that you would possibly go get mail. I'm just saying,
So he's
you have to have somebody
Bill's
actively
trying to
using
clarify.
the table, that's all.
So you need somebody at the table 100% of the time. Can't leave the table and go in the water.
It's not what we're saying, okay?
That's what you're saying.
No, that's not what we're saying. Listen, actively using the table is basically your gear is there, your chairs are here, umbrella's up, there's food on the table, and there are people at the beach going down the water possibly. But it's actively using the table. That's all, okay? It's the same thing as if, well, I'm not gonna go into, it's the same as.
You need to consider you're getting more homes and more people, and you need to consider more tables or more beach space.
Okay, in the interim, however,
And that's fine.
before we get more tables on the budget, that's what the rules are gonna be. Mike,
I have another scenario. So if I'm down here at 10 o'clock, put my chair, I put my cooler, I put some food on the table, and I go to the pool for an hour, and then come back,
what's the difference?
somebody gonna take my table?
What's the difference? You're not actively using the table. I don't understand whether there's a semantic problem here. There's not a semantic problem here.
Because I think it's a bunch of crap.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way.
We're property owners, we're taxpayers.
so with the other,
Yeah.
So are all the
So are the other-
other, Mike, he's talking to me. So are all the other people coming to look for tables.
he's talking to the commissioners, Bob.
I'm talking to Mark.
Okay, just let me finish
We're
here.
commissioners.
I understand, Bob, okay? Okay, I talked to people who are property owners who have gotten pool cards, okay? Now, they're not normally gonna be using stuff down there, putting stuff on the table here and going to the pool. Their idea was they want to use the pool. But they did voice the opinion that they want to be able to come down and get a table and use it, actively use it sometime during the morning. And when I was here at 9:30 this past Saturday, of the 7 tables that are out there, 3 were already had stuff on them.
That's right, one of those tables is mine.
It could have been, I don't know. Okay, okay,
I think the key word is active.
Yeah.
Actively. If in your scenario, or I hear yours as well, but if you go to the pool for an hour, if you're not using that table, it should, until we have more tables and more beach space, it should be freed up for another taxpayer or.
When this is gonna take effect.
It'll take effect immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
And, and until further notice, if we end up getting more tables, who knows, it may change. But right now, we don't have enough.
Does anybody from Zoom have any input?
Did you guys find that, Ken Hewitt here, did you guys find that there was a overwhelming amount of people this year, this past, July 4th weekend, more than normal?
I wouldn't call it overwhelming, but it was definitely a lot.
It was busy.
It was definitely busy, but it was,
And that
Peaceful.
really doesn't have anything to do with this. If we've got 3 people or 300 people, it doesn't matter. We're looking at an issue here that.
We might need
Particularly when it's more,
to,
particularly when you've got more people here, we don't want tables being occupied by chairs.
I wasn't talking about the tables with the chairs. I was just.
That's what
the
we're talking about.
Yeah, I understand that, Bob. And I'm also asking if the commissioners that were all down there this past week, saw a little bit more of abundance of people, because, we do need to take in consideration is 9 houses on the books. So they may be full-time houses, beach space will be even more limited. I don't know if you guys are looking into possibly more beach space, which we don't have anyways. You can't add on to the beaches. You can't put sand next to the lake. So, it's
Eric,
pretty
we're getting
well
off into
popular.
something that's not even part of this.
Ken,
Well, Bob, you asked me, Bob,
not-
if we
yeah.
had
You
anything
can
else.
take that up at a different time, but that's not part of this,
No, I appreciate that. It's a question I've had too, to look at more beach base, and I like the idea of more tables. It's something to look at in the future.
Thank
And
you,
I
Eric.
agree, we have a lot of people, but I think that's a nice thing. Personally, I'd like to see more people, especially in my age group, but that's just my personal
right,
opinion.
it's not part of,
I totally agree.
Paula's got a question.
I just have a comment. You talked about, if stuff got left on a table before opening time and the workers come down and see the stuff on the tables and they'll move it off to the side. I worry about putting them in that position, because if there's something in those bags that is important to a person that put it there and it goes missing, and the kids have moved the bags, I'd be afraid of what would come back at the kids. So I think that's just something to think about. But I just wanted to mention it.
Thank you for that point.
You're
It's
welcome.
something to consider.
Okay, did we vote on that?
I think we already did.
Yes.
Is there any other input at this point? Okay. We'll move forward to a maintenance update.
You gotta vote.
Oh, I thought we did already.
Okay, I vote yay.
You've got,
So let's make a motion.
the motion's already been made.
Okay.
And seconded. We had discussion.
So then-
now you just call for a vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Favor, say aye.
Okay. Moving forward to a maintenance update. That's all.
Right, maintenance update, the pool has been a challenge this year for John. There's been a lot of problems due to the rain and due to some of the issues with the pumping system and stuff like that, pumping system, the heating system, but he's got it pretty much under control now. We have recently removed a 500, it's a 3,000 gallon oil tank that was buried over at the lodge. And that was removed. Ed Page came in and dug that out and removed that. We wanted to get to that before we had any issues with it. The thing's been sitting there probably for 40 years or something. And it's not been used. And so that's gone. And there was no issues with it. There was no leakage or anything like that. So that was a good thing. We also we're looking into the septic system over there, and we've got to have some rewiring done of the pump system that pumps from the tanks over to the leaching field. We've got Udro, and we've got an electrician looking at that stuff, and that's going to all be done in conjunction with the new wiring going into the to the lodge building. We've got a new service coming in there, and at that time he's going to do the rewiring, put in a new alarm system for the septic system, and that should get done over the next couple of months. It'll be done certainly before the October bike race. Other than that, John's been working with the asset management program, updating files and updating mapping and things like that. And that's about it. Anybody got any specific questions that they want to know about something?
Randy?
So are the pumps pumping over there at the lodge, or are they not pumping?
I'm not sure if they're pumping right now. It's hard to say because we just we had probably about 30,000. Probably 25,000 gallons pumped out of that. It's a massive tank system, so it won't pump now because it's a floated thing. But that's something they're going to go in and inspect because they had to get it low to make sure that they could get at the pump system to replace it and rewire it and stuff like that. So that's in the works.
My second question relates to the pool. When the power goes out, the pump goes down. There's no battery backup, I take it?
No.
So somebody physically has to come in and reset the button.
Not necessarily. It should rejuvenate itself and kick on. Sometimes if it's off for a while, you're going to lose your suction. So then it's got to be primed to get back up, but it's when we had it out for the last time it was out probably about 4 hours and it came back on. I checked it and the pumps did come on, it worked fine.
Is there a system for that in place if the power goes out in the future and we're in season, of course, somebody responsible to make sure that it comes back on? Is there a particular?
Well, we've got people there during the day, we've got somebody checking checking it and adding chemicals at 10 o'clock at night. So I'm not sure what,
It could happen, middle of the night. The pump is out at 2 o'clock in the morning, power comes back on. Nobody's gonna be down here to reset that, and then the chemicals are gonna go off balance, as they did. And gonna have a down day or two in the pool. Just wondering if it's worth putting in some sort of a alarm, or backup system of some sort in the future.
yeah, and really the issue that we had, because I just said the pump did come back on and I knew that. But what happened was we got a tremendous amount of rain and that offsets the whole system. And John was pretty sure that that's what caused it, because once they shot it afterwards, then it came back down. So we did have to close it for a bit there. But John is in, he checks the pool first thing in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Didn't you say you hired somebody to do that this year? Somebody else? I thought you.
We've got guys that clean the pool.
Oh,
And that's the maintenance assistants. They clean the pool, but John, you always see him down there at 7 or 7:15. Checking the pool.
I thought you would put money in the budget to have a company come in to service the pool, because it was too much of a burden on John.
No, we have a company that comes in and sets up the pool for us at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And John brings the tests up to the pool place to make sure that we're in the right space where we should be with the chemicals. And that's done 3 times a week up years.
Okay. Anyone from Zoom have any questions? Oh,
One question,
Yes.
and if this isn't the right time, please let me know. I was gonna ask a question on a consumer confidence report that was emailed to everybody.
mhm.
There was a reference to having to do an additional assessment because E. coli was found in the water. Has that already been done, and perhaps just haven't seen results of it here that long?
E. coli was found?
Yeah, in the report on the second page, it says we were required to complete a level 2 assessment because we found E. coli in our water.
The report cleared everything. We were clear on everything on the right-hand, or left-hand column of that report. Basically it listed what it was, and there were no check marks by anything that we were in violation.
Okay.
I think.
The level 2 assessment, I guess, was completed.
I think what you're referring to is they have an explanation on the right-hand side of the page as to if you get this is what you have to do.
I don't recall any E. coli.
Yeah, it's just the verbiage in the right-hand column is a little bit odd.
Yeah, it is. I agree with you. It is.
Failed to correct all sanitary defects.
Oh, yeah. So
by the assessment.
that's what it's kind of explaining what it would be if we had that issue.
Okay, so it was not actually found.
No.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah.
It's just terminology.
Yeah.
I found it confusing too.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Oh, that's a good question.
Are we still doing weekly testing of water?
Yes. Is it weekly or we have someone testing it?
I am not aware of John's. Do you know he started that?
When it gets really warm, he's been starting to do it once a week. And I believe he's been doing it, sending him off to get him tested at least once a week. You can check with him. But I know that was kind of his normal MO.
I haven't seen any of it.
In July, he started testing them because you got more people on the beach. Most of us see, Yeah, most of those shutdowns were cyanobacteria too. They were all down south. And they were,
PFAS and,
yeah.
I would double check with John and see if that, I know I haven't seen it.
I've talked to him in the past about how he tests the lake, so that's,
What's that?
I've talked to him in the past about how he tests the lake, so that's what I was going off of.
Last year, and I'm just not sure.
Okay.
We'll check on it. Okay. See. That's
Moving forward to a water committee update, is that something that?
Yeah, Ed Reichsetter couldn't be here, so I'm going to be, I was there at the meeting. We started the meeting this past July 3rd, 8 o'clock in the morning, and we had quorum. We had 4 people present, which was good. So we were able to make some decisions on things. We had 68% of our water came from the infiltration well. We had a total usage of 1,018,000 gallons last month. 68% were the infiltration well, 25% were from the Woods for Water and Light, and 7% were from the Bedrock well. Average usage was almost 34,000 gallons a day, which is, it's high because we're getting a lot of people here now. System accounted for 96% of the water used, so we had a differential of almost 4%, which is actually very good. Our loss, that says basically we couldn't account for 4% of the water where it went, which is actually fairly good for a municipal water system. The quarterly report went to the state. John's quarterly report on water usage went in, and I think you worked on that too. That went to the
No, that's the CCR.
CCR.
Consumer Commons.
Yeah, which came out. Well, I indicated we're going to have a VLAP test on July 31st, and I'm going to man it from 9 o'clock till however we get done here. So if you see a guy on the lake with a little motor, that's me, battery motor. We have 3 new water connections that went in, one on Lakeside, Rogers, and Swiftwater Circle. There was an issue on Swiftwater. Apparently the water had been put into the house, had been installed, but there's no house built yet. So we have to review what we're doing there, whether we wait till the house is actually started under construction now, instead of putting a service to the house before the house is actually under construction. So that went to the water committee, and we're going to put that forward to either change our tariff or do something differently. Let's see. Oh, yes. Lastly, we also sent a note out to people, I think it was in April, about testing their pipes in the basement that came into the house to see if they're lead or copper or anything else. And it simply is there's a little brochure over there on the wall we're going to resend out. Did you put that on the website?
Not yet.
Okay.
I need a copy.
Eric's going to put that on the website. Again, it's very simple, but we've got to do this by state statute sometime this year. All you need to do with that thing is simply take a piece of metal, a razor blade or something, and scrape the metal nearest the foundation where the pipe comes in. If it's copper, you're good to go. You write it on the report as such and send it in. If it's not copper, you report to what you see, and then we put that house on a flag list to go check out what it might be. And that
Copper too is the CPS.
okay, whatever. But okay, well then that's on the report then. I mean on the but it has to be reported as to what it is, whether it's copper or something else. Oh, really?
Scan code on site been down.
The state site's been down, really?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
So, it's something.
Okay, yeah, I was able to do mine in about 5 minutes, but I'm glad to know. I mean, once again, state program, it's up to them to monitor it and keep it rolling.
All right.
Yeah, we want people to do it, and if they can do it, and if it's working again, hopefully they can get it, the information in.
Before we send it back out, we'll make sure it's up and running. It's not.
And you just used like 2 days ago, or tried? Okay, okay. So you were not able to put a report in?
We call the office.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Decent rate.
You were involved in that.
It was,
Road crew, the Town Road crew was up there and they were doing some ditching. And they hit a curb stop and John gave them the stuff that they needed to replace the curb stop. And when they dug down, there was a loop service that come up and they caught that and that's what caused the break.
Able to, the quick fix.
It was a quick fix, yeah. We didn't have to pull in anybody. The town crew did all the work. John was up there and gave a hand with it. I think Chris Dillinger was there, so it was minimal cost to us.
I noticed the other day you had put out a notice saying that there was very high water usage, but I never saw anything after that. I assume that was maybe just all the people here.
That day, there was 57,000 gallons used that day. And that's, well, now it's gone down to approximately 40. And that's still high for this time of the year. I looked at last year's numbers and we're probably, for the month of June and to July to date, we're probably about 10 to 12,000 more than we were last year. And so it's, even with all new houses and stuff like that, it's just something. And we're still looking into the issue with the pump line, the direct line going up, because we know that that's coming down quite a ways. And they were talking 300 gallons of water per every time the pump goes off and sets for a bit. And that's something that they're looking at. We've got New England Water Works helping us out with that. Granite State Rural Water working with that. And John's working with them to see. We've got it nailed down to an area. We're probably going to dig it up and put another anti-backflow thing into that because that's we've got an anti-backflow on the downside right in the pump house. But that's just, it's 200 and I think they said it's 270 pounds of pressure that comes back in there. So when we dig it up, it's going to be right at the corner of Vernon where that sharp turn is there. And they'll probably put an anti-backflow in there, and it should be right in that area that that we're having the issue, if there is an issue. Not sure.
Okay, I got one more thing.
Yep.
There's one more thing, just to follow up and tighten up the water. We're gonna have our water day, Water Conservation Day again on Saturday, July 20th. It's gonna be held here in the district office, not down by the pump house. It'd be from 10 o'clock to noon, and from 10:30 to 11:30, there'll be live presentations from the commissioners and other people involved in the water committee. So you're welcome to come or tell your friends, but it won't be much different than what you saw last year. So, it's whatever. Maybe anybody has questions about the water system, that's a good time to ask it. That's it for me.
okay, thank you. Moving forward to planning board updates, I don't see John here. Is there anything we can contribute?
The planning board, but she's got a bunch of things that she's working on. There's a few new houses that are coming up. There's a lot of activity with calls to the office. I get calls regularly on people that are looking to build new homes up here. So there is a lot going on with the planning board.
How many houses do we have currently?
358.
Yeah.
How many more under construction do we see?
Last,
Includes, there's two more, three more. No, they're already on the system because they paid. They're included in that. It's 358. And there's probably three more that are looking to buy onto the system.
Because I'd see quite a few lots there too, drive around. Thank you.
Mike, go ahead.
Anything on the, I don't remember the date, What's the date of the planning board, or I guess you call it the meet and greet? I don't know if that was discussed at the planning board meeting.
I don't know. I don't have the date off the top of my head.
They did plan one.
I'm aware they did, but I just don't know the date off the top of my head.
When we talk to them, we can get it posted. Yeah, we'll get the information out.
I haven't seen any real emails of stuff in the district or anything.
Like the email in
Yeah.
general.
Right,
Uh,
to keep us up to date
yeah,
for the month, you know.
yeah, the way it used to be done, and yeah, we're still bringing our new office admin up to speed with everything, and so we have been sending out kind of more basic emails and the Facebook posts just to get as much information out, but till we have her really settled in, then I think she'd be able to kind of
Hoping to get back to that.
hoping to get back to something.
Thank you.
And that would be the same for the meeting minutes that were. You're going back to get those.
Yeah, those should,
That was something that Mike asked, and I was gonna bring up in a little bit with old business, but yeah, if we're gonna talk about that, I posted almost, I believe, all except for last month's commissioner meeting minutes at this point, as of today. There might be one other missing, I gotta look. I've got most of the water ones done, and I've reached out to the planning board chair and rec to gather those as well. And I appreciate you bringing that back on my radar, because it's been a lot of different things.
That will be coming on. We'll be getting those.
The minutes,
Yeah.
well, the ones that I posted, they're on the internet already.
on the website.
I wasn't intending to, mass email everyone all the minutes from the past. I don't know.
No, they're there.
They're on the site.
Yeah, they'll be on the site.
They're on the site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been working on. And like I said, all the commissioners, except for last month's, should be up by now. Most of the water, I'm still working on chasing down a few of the minutes from the other committees. Since we don't have more on the planning board, we can move to the rec. We don't know where Courtney is tonight. She would be the one to give us. But I know one of the most, important things I'd like to say about the. Yeah, I know we have other
Okay,
people, but I'll
you-
just
you-
open
you
up
go
with the
ahead.
rec. The ice cream day on July 4th, we served over 135 smiling, happy faces, brownie and ice cream sundaes, and then we gave out ice cream sandwiches beyond that because there was more, coming to be fed, and it was a really nice day.
It was hot.
It was hot, but it was just a nice way to, see everyone's face smiling, all the kids here. And, that's a day where I was very happy to see the more people on the beaches, because that's, what I think we're here for too, is just the fun summer events. So that was a lovely experience, my first time being here for the ice cream. I'm really glad you guys have that going prior to me. It was a fun day for me. The next day we had a fishing derby. I think we should find a better day for that next year. I think after the 4th, no one wanted to come out in the morning. I had spoken to a lot of people I thought were coming and no one showed up. So we had about 2 kids show up. They both got a prize for catching a fish.
Biggest fish, smallest fish, first fish.
It is what it is. I hope to see a better turnout next year, and I think maybe we won't put it so close to the 4th. I think a lot of people stayed up late, didn't want to be out in the morning.
Not as early.
I think, but the point about the earliness was that it's easier to catch fish in the cooler waters of the day usually.
Get it?
It's a trade-off.
Didn't we see
Yeah, Polly, on,
Yeah, go ahead, Polly. Sorry.
I want to, first of all, I want to say thank you for sending out the blurb about the pool aerobics and the game nights. But I'm going to ask, could we please have the game night amended, because planning board changed their meeting night? And so now we will only do 3 Wednesdays in a month, because planning board meets on the other Wednesday. So if we could send out an amended piece on that, that would be great.
I think
Polly,
that's-
could you guys want to use the lodge that off day?
I think it's crazy to open up the lodge for, the few people that show up. I don't think I'd bother. We can, if it's nice out, we can always play at the tables on the beach. But, yeah, if you could just put it out there that we'll meet the Wednesdays, except for the planning board Wednesday.
Sure.
That would be great.
I would like,
Thank
some of
you.
the other rec people, and thank you for the idea. I'd like to just, ask some of the other rec people that get involved with that, how they feel.
The same people have been doing game night for many years in a row. And they're gonna have
Yeah,
efficiently, so, yeah.
So she's good with that.
She's good with that. They have the key, the way to get into the district office.
okay.
Yep, we're
Okay.
all,
All right, yeah, I'm not too, familiar with the game nights at this point, so I just wanted
And
to,
you will be doing it tomorrow night then on Wednesday.
yes.
okay, thanks, Paul.
No, I'm sorry. I don't believe we are because, 3 out of the 4 key people are out of town. So we were gonna go to next week. But is that planning board? Don't worry about us. We'll find somewhere.
We could either be outside on the beach in the tables, or if there's inclement weather, maybe give access to the lodge at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll work it out. I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Just
Thanks,
one, Paulie, if I can ask you, do I have to change what I posted, and tell people not to come to game night tomorrow night?
No, I might come down and see who shows up. I think I'll do that. Come down and see who shows up and I'll have a couple of games with me. I know Mahjong ladies won't be there.
Okay, all right.
Be
All right,
nice
thank
to
you.
some card players or Scrabble or something going, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Dottie.
Could you ask Polly if, her card table is supposed to be here?
Okay.
Was it,
Paulie, did you hear that?
I heard that. I believe, I wonder if Barbara took it home at the end of the season. I think she took it home at the end of the last season. So we'll just use the big table.
okay.
We're fine. We'll make it work.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Dottie or, Linda,
What's our next thing, Linda?
regarding,
Next thing is the water conservation, which is.
yeah,
The water committee does it, it's not really.
yeah,
Yeah.
After that, we have, August 3rd, which is the adult pool party,
okay.
from 7 to 10 p.m.
So that's the next thing we have. And then we also have,
But we have a meeting tomorrow afternoon.
We have a
and
meeting
if
tomorrow.
If people want to add things to, recreation,
Yeah.
they should come to that meeting tomorrow at 4.
okay,
And, we certainly discuss the issue of more tables. We'll
Yeah,
bring that up
yeah.
at that meeting.
yeah,
So any concerns or things that they want to add, they should, well, they're welcome to join us, more than welcome to join us tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
yep. So we have a meeting tomorrow at 4. We have the adult pool party from, you said 7 to 10? 7 to 9?
7
to 10.
7 to
7 to
10
10.
PM on August 3rd. And then we have,
Evening on the Lake, which is the August 9th,
okay,
which we do, it's a co-thing with Havel Recreation.
okay.
And
What time is that?
that's from 7 to
7 to 9, I think.
7 to 9.
On the
Well,
9th.
7 to 9, I hired this guy to, come with his guitar.
Yes.
So he'll come 7 to 9, we can stay later.
So we'll be on the beach for an evening on the lake with the
Yeah.
guitar player from 7 to 9.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
town brings s'mores,
And, okay.
ingredients for s'mores, so.
And then we also have a archery tag. Is that
Archery tag is on the 17th
on the August 17th?
from 4 to 6 p.m.
4 to
is
6.
that's when we rented the archery tag. So, we're just gonna call it a game day and have like a maybe a kickball
Kickball,
game or
yep.
something.
Mhm. So the people that aren't playing the archery tag have something to
Right.
keep them occupied with another fun thing.
Yeah, and we'll be discussing that tomorrow because people want to have teams for archery tag. We have to have a
Sets of
system
5.
for having them sign up
Yeah.
their team.
Is there a fee we're gonna do, like a $5 per
Yeah,
person?
$5, and that could be for 5 people on a team.
Yeah, okay.
But the person who signs up needs to be
A Mountain Lakes community member.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's a good idea, by the way, giving that out to
That's Dottie.
That was a great move.
My daughter-in-law did that.
Yeah.
Oh,
There is a
Yeah.
change on it, and that is a lot of conservation time from from 10 until 12 until, instead of from 11 to 1.
okay. We'll communicate that in email
That was
and,
a nice card. It
Yeah.
was.
okay. Anyone have any questions? Mike?
I just want to say that the kids are doing a pretty good job this year on the beaches. However, they should pay closer attention to the trash cans. Trash cans are not getting emptied
Yep.
as often as they should.
I hear you loud and clear. I've actually communicated with them this morning about that. So we'll stay on that.
Thank you.
Any other input from Zoom or anyone?
I'd
Regarding,
say the parking has been working out well, and even for 4th of July. We were able to handle all those people down there. A lot of
Things-
people came from their houses and brought their wagons out or whatever.
yep. Yeah, see, everything's been quite peaceful and orderly. It's been nice.
And situation is much, much better. It's never been.
Great.
And unfortunately, I think some of the garbage over the 4th of July had a lot of our horse flies returned to the beaches, but hopefully you've got that under control.
Keep working on it.
And I've had people make comments about how nice the concession stand is down with the new floor
Yep,
and that being,
getting cleaned up.
cleaned up. And there's also things that you can buy with our logo on it down there.
Yep, that's true. We have some cool paraphernalia from Mountain Lakes. Go ahead, Bill.
On the busy days, it might be under consideration to check the trash can because there was more than one bag and people started leaving stuff around the trash can 2/3 of the way through the day. So it should be looked at.
Yeah,
noon or 4 o'clock.
agreed. That's,
And have another one there because people are still there at 6, 7 o'clock.
And
And
if
that's
you
where
could,
it
if you could
gets.
have something in the email that say, that carry in, carry out, because.
after hours especially, because you could
Yeah.
attract the bear
It's after
or anything.
after
No,
hours.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was part of what I communicated to kids today, was that we need to check it multiple times a day, especially on the busy days.
It's only a thought process.
Yep. All right, moving kind of backwards to old business.
No, Commissioners action meeting.
Oh,
There is no commissioner's action.
Okay, there you go.
well, maybe the one that I wanted to communicate to Mike was that I've been working on the minutes and most of, we've already gone over that.
Okay.
So that was what I was gonna say about that. Moving forward to old business, we have district property sales. I know I've been in email now with J&J regarding the Lakeside one. I've not heard back yet this week, but it's just been after I communicated with them, last week during the holiday week. I'm just waiting for their response to finalize the go-ahead with that land sale. I don't know if, Bob, you want to talk about the abutter lots that we're getting close to selling as well?
Letters have gone out to the butters of the lots that we put on, and I actually today just heard from one of them that's interested in it, wants to purchase it. But those things just went out a few days ago, so we'll keep you posted on that. And the auctioneer, I know Eric has taken that now, passed it off to him. But my initial conversation with him is that he felt that we were in the right range of that thing at 75, and so more than that. So that's what I go with, and that's what Eric's gonna be working with him on. Get as much as we can on that.
And that's J&J?
That's J&J. Yep. Update on trail maintenance committee to oversee. That was something I suggested or thought up. Maybe many people have thought before me too. And the decision or the proposal would be to just have a 2-time annual trail cleanup, hiking trails over by Monteau and everything. Tentatively speaking, I just picked a date of, it would be a Sunday, where I've talked to a few people already that are available in September 22nd. And then we just do a biannual meetup going forward, where there'd be we just go and take action over there to clean up any blowdown or anything that, from storms over the year or whatever that's gotten on our hiking trails, just to keep everything nice and easy to walk about in what we have that's existing already. So again, we can communicate that much closer to the date of September, but the goal would be to do something on the 22nd of September and then probably next April after the winter, and kind of keep it every April and September or something like that when we go out and just do some cleanup. Update on beach sticker passes and key cards for the pool. From my perspective, it says your name, but from my perspective with the beach sticker passes, it seems to be going well with people. I think we put out a fair system for people, and I think we're able to regulate, maintaining the community members' access without any questions of who belongs and who doesn't as much. I think it's been good so far, and we'll keep monitoring that. As for key cards,
Key cards, it took, it took some effort to finally get that thing to finally work, but I finally have it down. It's like clockwork now, and we've given about 101 passes so far. We're getting an average of about 20 people a day when I'm here. And I was here on Sunday from 10 to 1. I'll be here again tomorrow from 10 to 1, and I'll be here Saturday from 10 to 1. And I'm hoping, we have 175 cards in our system right now, either issued or waiting in abeyance. And when we get to maybe the 125 level, I may order another 50. But right now, I think we're in pretty good shape finally. The reason we had a problem last week was because they sent us 100 cards let week go Monday, and they came in on Wednesday. And so on July 3rd, I handed them out, handed about 20 out, and they were all bad because the card was not, it was the wrong card. So we have to get those back sometime. Not a big deal, but I did have new cards issued for those people. They just come in and pick them up, but that slowed us down a bit. But once again, we're getting some good responses. People are coming in. They don't have a problem with buying one pass at the current rate right now. When we get to maybe 125 handed out, we may send a note out that people who want to have a second pass would be able to come in if they want to, but that's all on how the traffic is the next couple of days. We'll let you know. But so far it works. The gate now is an automatic locking. It'll lock at 9, it locks at 10 o'clock at night and opens up at 9 a.m. in the morning. It's on a schedule now, 24/7 schedule. The only time it will not be open early in the morning is if there is, or even at the night, if there's a maintenance going on, there's a shock being underway to shock the pool, or if there's some other issue with the pool or the pumps or whatever, we put a sign up for that, pool is closed for maintenance. We ask anybody that comes in the morning, if it hasn't been shocked the night before and they're swimming and somebody comes in to clean the pool, if it's after 9, please just get out of the pool, let them do their work and then get back in the pool. That's all we ask. But other than that, it seems to be working okay. I haven't heard any complaints yet, but we've only had the system really up and running full blown since Sunday, so whatever. Okay, that's all I got.
any questions?
How's it working? Not physically working, are people using it later?
Well, I can check on my phone. I've been checking sporadically. Yes, people are using it. Normally, they're not using it past dark. I mean, I'm usually not past 7:30. I haven't seen many people in there after 7:30, but they're having people standing around certainly 5:36, 6:37. Is definitely getting that usage, which is what the point was. And I haven't seen anybody in the early morning yet, but once again,
And how about the pool temperature?
it's been maintained. Who's been, did you swim in it, Linda? I don't know. Everybody says
It's 80.
it's 80 degrees, yeah. It's very comfortable. Mike?
Any update on the AI question? An email. Saying that the search is completed?
Does anyone have any other questions regarding old business? I'll move forward to Montauk Revitalization Committee update. It says, okay, so the one update I have currently would be I went and spoke to the landowner who owns a portion of the mountain where a small elbow section of one of the trails exists on his land. His name is Richard. Richard has been incredibly grateful and gracious. He actually allows the side trail off the kind of ski bunny hill that exists right now. He allows people to go up and reach the view up there when we encroach onto his land. I would like to speak just on his behalf real quickly, saying that we should all, as a community, try to, respect him and respect his land. He is going to turn that land into like a land trust for only agricultural in the future, so there will be no vehicles at all, but bikers and hikers are welcome unless he changes his mind. And the reason why he would change his mind is if people start bringing vehicles up, then he'll take away everything. So right now he's been gracious. He believes that what we're doing with this race idea is great for kids in the community, and that's why he wants to support us. I spoke to George Olmer, who is the head of the ESC race. He's going to add Richard now to the insurance so that Richard is also protected under the same insurance that we're protected. And we will, next time I see Richard, he will sign a land use agreement with us, me as a representative of Mountain Lakes, to allow us on paper that day, that usage of the trail. So that's where I've gotten to right now. Our next meeting, I don't have my calendar. I believe it's the last Tuesday of this month,
The race people?
our meeting. Just with the, yep.
Dave just logged in.
Sure, okay. I don't know if he has anything to contribute. Yeah, no, I can get to it right now. I just, my calendar just screwed up a little bit, but actually my whole phone is.
Dave, they're talking about the Montauk thing. Do you have any updates from your perspective?
July 30th at 4 PM is the next meeting.
I'm trying to figure out Zoom. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know, Dave, did you just hear me, what I was saying?
I didn't. I apologize. I was just kind of getting myself logged in. I had July 30th because I heard you asking about the date.
I don't
of our
think,
next meeting.
I think after our last meeting, everything I've just said is what's new.
Okay, cool.
Is there any other questions regarding? Okay. Moving forward to new business. One thing I'd like to just bring up that we've been talking about, I think it'd be good to try to contact Profile Technologies to maybe get a secondary router for office use only in here.
They were contacted today.
Okay,
Good,
that's,
super.
yeah, I know I've kind of complained about this because I can't ever get on the Wi-Fi myself here. Can't bring my laptop and work on things here. So just the idea of having a separate Wi-Fi, I know I'm probably reiterating myself, but just to complete the thought, I think it'd be good for the people doing the work in here to have something that they can have bandwidth for. I haven't been able to get on since June 22nd, basically. So I don't know why my phone doesn't want to connect and gives priority to other people, but I think that'd be a great thing if we can update that.
We've got a conference call with them tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Me and John talking with Brent.
Okay.
And maybe boost the input to the lakes as well?
That's
Great.
part of what
Super.
we're talking about. Putting
Perfect.
the Tenor out there.
Yes.
To kick the.
Yeah, that was a great point. Yeah, so but they're going to talk about this other, like a secondary Wi-Fi connection for us. Please, if we can.
For the office?
Yeah.
And the thing is, once they upgrade this, we may not need that.
That's a valid point too, and so we can ask them that. Let's ask them.
And
I don't know why. I know you and Mark have had a lot of problems. I don't have any problems.
You're probably stealing it all from us, man.
What's that?
And tangentially to that, I did call the guys from the cell tower 2 weeks ago. They have had no interest yet from anybody as a supplier yet. He says he'll stay in touch with me, John Arthur, but they haven't had anybody. As a matter of interest, I've noticed that there's no towers have gone up on the tower that went up on Route 10 either. There's no transmitters down there or receivers down there, so I don't know if the cell tower people just don't want to put Wi-Fi, or, I mean, cell towers down in Woodsville, but we've got no input yet, so that's tangential to what your needs are. Okay?
It's an initial contract expire.
I think it's September, October.
Any other new business from you guys?
No, I don't have any.
The only thing I want to bring up, I think it's something that I really need to touch on. I've been a commissioner for 12 years, and I've worked my butt off in this district and all that. In the last several months, I'm probably working 40 or 50 hours a week since we've lost Christy and Brandon, some issues here. And people have said to me, I'm kind of short with certain people, and that's the truth, because I am tired of my family getting blasted on Facebook, and I'm tired of driving down the street and getting a finger by an individual that's done it 20 times. I'm tired of that same individual yelling out profanity as I drive by him. My focus is on the majority of people here, not the people that are, we're not going to please you no matter what we do. And so that's not my goal. My goal is to work for the people of this district that want to do the right things. And I will continue to do that, but I will not continue. I'll listen to anybody. But if I'm short with you, you probably deserve it. And if there's anybody out there that thinks that I'm not doing the job, or speak to me and let me know. But I'm really tired of it, and I'm tired of people going after my family. That's where you cross the line. You give me all the crap you want, but when you start going after my family, I'm not going to give you the respect for anything. And but I'll continue to work for this district the way I have in the last 12 years. You understand that, Mr. Bonanno?
Oh, absolutely.
Good.
Okay.
However, I guess you asked for comment, so.
I didn't have comments.
If
Yeah.
you'd like to say something about,
You're right.
keep this quick.
However, when you bully people, when you go belly to belly with people, when you stick your finger in their nose with people, I think you deserve it.
After somebody told me to shove it up my ass, I put my finger in their face. And I apologized to that person after that for doing it, because it wasn't something I should have done.
That was 1 out of 2 people.
Okay.
You know what? I'm not going to go tit for tat for you, because the stupid stuff that you've done to cost this district, that insane 91A, where you wanted 40
My right.
years of
My right.
things. Just, you know what? You don't give a crap about this district. You
Absolutely.
just give a crap about having power for something.
I absolutely
And I'm tired of it, and I won't put up with it anymore, Mike.
I
Done with it.
volunteered.
Okay, excuse me.
Yeah, I'd like to, let me just,
No, I'm not going to listen to you chastise me.
I'm not going to chastise you.
All right.
I'm just asking that we can end this discussion.
So
And
as chair of this meeting, I'd like to just take control of this real quick. I'd like to say one thing. I'd like to say that I've seen Bob work unlimited amount of hours over the last 6 months. And I really appreciate both Mark and Bob for giving me a lot of guidance, a lot of answers. I think I've annoyed them a lot. This is no, I just mean I have asked so many questions, and you guys graciously give me information as I'm trying to get up to speed on things. And I really respect both of you, and I'm very glad that you guys are here for me to learn from. And I think in general, the overall consensus and feeling that I get from being out in the world of mountain lakes is an overwhelmingly positive one. I think that has much to do with the efforts that Bob is doing in the background, Mark is doing in the background, I'm trying to learn to do in the background. I think sometimes people jump to conclusions, jump to assumptions, and are we perfect individuals? No, but I think it would be appreciated if a little bit of a benefit of the doubt was given, especially towards a guy who I've seen him here at 1, 2 a.m. in the morning. It's just, I've gone to him and said, go home. He looks sometimes like he hasn't slept in days. So I just would like to end it with I respect everyone in this community and I want everyone to have a happy time here, but it would be nice to be cordial with each other. And that's where I'm going to leave it. If there's anything else,
No?
I will be cordial, I will always listen, but I've learned you can't appease the unpeaceable.
understood. Understood. But we'll do our best. With that said,
Motion adjourned.
as long as there's no other comments or questions,
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hey, Mike, it was June 18th, that email came into you.
Thank you.
Okay.
$7:21.
All right, let's close up the Zoom meeting. Thank you all for attending, appreciate it.